All right, guys, we've got some big news to talk about. Of course, I had to make a video because all of the news came out after we recorded our most recent episode of Speed Street. I also got a ring light, so here we go. We're very excited about it. IndyCar is going to Fox Sports. If you haven't seen it yet, I've got a few of the details here on my computer. I think first of all, there's a ton of reaction to this that I think people, again, they didn't read the release either. So I'm gonna try to maybe give you a bit more information that will help you understand the good parts about this, maybe understand some of the parts that I'm not really thrilled about. But overall, when you look at this is a good thing. And I want you to understand why. Now, again, very small bits of here and there are a few groups of people upset about it because they enjoyed streaming on Peacock. Okay, I get that, but no one ever said that when there was a race solely on Peacock. Toronto this year is only on Peacock. Last year was only on Peacock. Everyone thought the world was burning to the ground. So now everyone is like, oh well, I'm gonna miss Peacock. So there's a lot of that. And I get that because, again, I use a lot of streaming services myself. But all of our races on one network, not other channels. You don't have to go find USA Network, which, again, we appreciate NBC Sports. I got to thank them a lot for so much. NBC was an amazing partner for us as a series, I think. They did a great job just putting our sport out there at the highest level. But let's go to this Fox deal. Every race, you don't have to find it. It's one channel. It's a network channel, which is very good. You have the NFL's on Fox. Daytona 500's on Fox. There's going to be some integration between, obviously, NASCAR and IndyCar from what I've been reading. And this is a quick fun fact that I saw Nathan Brown tweet. We will have roughly 50% more time on network TV than this year. So let me tell you what that means business-wise. That means every sponsor that makes sure that we all as fans have race cars to watch, they like that. That's very important. You can't have a sport solely on a streaming service right now, unless you're the NFL, right? The NFL got millions of people to buy Peacock because we're all addicted to the NFL. That's part of what it is. But IndyCar does not have that power. We don't have that power. Now, that's a ton of time for the sponsors. That's a ton of time for us to sell. And the fact that practice and qualifying on Fox Sports 1, FS2, that's huge. And Indy NXT on television. That is big. I know it's cable and people get angry about cable packages, but I'm sorry, but still overall, the majority of the people are watching television, right? Even NASCAR races still get millions of people watching on FS1. That's a lot of people. And I'm sorry, we don't get the NASCAR ratings that they get on FS1 are still not the ratings that we even get on network NBC. So there's still people watching that, and I know it's not everyone, but not everyone is ever going to be happy with whatever deal happened. And so a lot of people also, I wanted to kind of let's just read a couple more details on this. The season also begins in March and then ends at the end of August, that's kind of wild. I don't like that. So my only gripe with it is, what are we doing from September to February? That is such a massive off season that I really do hate that for our full-time mechanics. I hate that for just everyone that wants to support our sport. I do understand that we are back to back to back to back, and you can't miss IndyCar. And there's a lot of weekends. Alexander Rossi texted me saying we're 14 of 18 weekends in a row to finish out the year, which is kind of crazy. That's tough on the guys. That's tough on everyone. The guys and girls in the paddock, everyone that works for the sport. But it definitely will catch everyone's attention. So let's read a little bit more. So unprecedented coverage. And I wanted to get to the streaming situation. There's an article that, again, if you want to check this out, Nathan Brown wrote about it. like, oh, we wanted to watch on a streaming service. People loved Peacock. First of all, I love Peacock as well. It's been great. And my girlfriend watched the races on Peacock because she was a streaming service person, right? She doesn't have cable. But where were all of those people when like everyone got angry about the paywall? Oh no, things are behind a paywall. Like everyone, like all we saw when you see it is people complaining. So now maybe those people that were in support of Peacock right now, I would have loved to have seen you when everyone was going crazy about how angry they got because things were behind a paywall. So that is an interesting one. And again, completely fine to be that way. I know people are gonna get angry at me for being like, well, why are you angry? It's like, well, because I'm just trying to let everyone know here what this does for our sport in a good way if you want to continue having a sport to watch. So that's my goal. So here's the Fox streaming element, right? In recent years, cord-cutting IndyCar fans have been able to subscribe to NBC's Peacock streaming service, right? Okay, so in the new deal with Fox, all practice and qualifying will air on a combination of sports-specific cable offerings, FS1, FS2. Got it. Okay, so right now I watch Fox sometimes live on the Fox Sports app, but I'm also a cable customer. So but that app is really good as well. So as soon as this year, Fox Sports offerings will be available through the network's partnership with ESPN and Warner Brothers Discovery's unique sports-only streaming platform named Venue Sports. So check out Venue Sports. Their subscribers will be able to watch we'll be able to watch live 3 companies' full catalog of sports from Formula One, NASCAR, and IndyCar to portions of the NFL season, MLB, large chunks of college basketball and football, and the NBA. Venue Sports is launching later this year. Okay, now I don't see a cost on that yet, right? But let's say you're just a streaming service person anyway. Okay, well, surrender your Peacock subscription. There you go. There's your $7, whatever it was. Put that towards whatever this is. But like if you're getting all of those things at the same time, maybe you reallocate. I don't know. I'm just trying to help. There is a streaming service. So that is entirely possible now to do. So again, I think this is great for the sport. A ton of network television time is very important. 50% more time on network TV. I keep going back to read that, which is wild. And again, I saw a lot of comments about people not liking Fox Sports' coverage of NASCAR, which I still don't really understand. I mean, I know NASCAR fans have been watching Fox for a long time at the beginning of the season, and I watch all the Fox NASCAR races and what they do with the Truck Series. I've been in some Truck Series races which have been on FS1. I like their talent. I guess I don't understand where people are coming from with the quality of broadcast. I don't really understand that. I see a few small things, but I think you could say that about any motorsport broadcast has their moments, right? Like I think NBC right now, I would agree with people. There were a lot of commercials, and like I just noticed that recently. I was like, oh, maybe it's always going to be the same. We're always going to have commercials, but I think change is hard for some people to understand, and I agree. I'm not a big change guy myself, but when I see that we can consistently have a network TV package, it's a win for us. There's obviously money involved. I think this is good for our partners, and you know what? It's something new. When you think about our races, right, to get viewership, whenever we lead into a NASCAR race or whenever a NASCAR race leads into us, that is very good. Like on the NBC side, right? I think that's very, very good. So if there's that type of integration, which I have read that there will be, that's very, very good. Obviously, we don't know who the talent is going to be yet in the Fox booth, which is fine. These things take time, but the business side is very important for IndyCar. The partners that are in our sport care about these things, and I know people are going to be angry in the comments about why or where, like they can't watch it because they don't have cable and stuff like that. But you look at every major sport right now, it's on cable television. The NFL ratings are bigger than they've ever been. Thank you, Taylor Swift. The NASCAR ratings are very, very strong. Network television, even on USA Network and their races on FS1, very, very strong. So people are still watching the TV. Nothing is ever going to be good for everyone. We've learned that in the world, no matter what. And you know what? I'm going to try to help people that are struggling with this. I would like to give them the content that they want. I would like to find ways for them to watch racing, the IndyCar racing that we love. But let's try to understand all the details before we go to war in the comments. And yeah, I'm happy for IndyCar, happy for Fox, happy for this deal to get done early. Don't like that Thermal's a points race. That's a bit weird. I wish our schedule looked a bit more awesome. I don't really understand. Now again, we wouldn't be able to get probably Network Fox as soon as the NBC or as the NFL season starts. We have to understand that if we were going to be racing on Sundays with Fox, they would have the NFL. So therefore, we would probably not be able to get a weekend there. So I understand why these races were all done in that time window. There's obviously things to work on. We will always have things to work on, but I appreciate you guys coming by. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn the notifications on if you want to get a notification about our videos. The Speed Street episode is up. Jamie Chadwick, great interview. So yeah, appreciate you guys. Honestly, I hope this helped at least put into perspective some of the details around this deal. Every single race on Fox, we have to like that. So thank you guys, and check out the Speed Street episode if you haven't yet, and we'll chat with you guys later.